Hi, I'm Anna.
And I'm Ben.
And we are AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we are watching Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1, Episode 11. We are going to see, perhaps, Nanami-sensei work after hours this episode.
Overtime.
Yeah.
Which is definitely something he seemingly does not want to do, based on his character and what he says. You kind of pushed him to this limit, and I think Mahito is going to pay the price of pushing Nanami into working overtime. Shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. And I think our other story last episode was Junpei and Itadori kind of meeting, right?
Yeah, Ichiji took Itadori and two very low-level curses to kind of test to see if Junpei has been given any cursed energy or if there's any influence of Mahito on him. And it was definitely like if he acts this way, do this. If there was like a 3-step plan of what Itadori needed to do in each situation. But then there was kind of like a little snafu. The curses got released at the wrong time. There was another person there talking to Junpei, the teacher, who I was getting really frustrated at. Did not like that character, did not like what he was saying to Junpei, and didn't like how he talked to Itadori even upon Itadori coming onto the scene. He's not your student. You're not above him. Don't act like you are. That was pretty frustrating.
It didn't seem like you were the only person getting frustrated at the teacher either. It seemed like Junpei was being pushed to the brink of
showing something. Showing something. If it that made you think that definitely something has happened. Junpei has some sort of ability or power now. Didn't Itadori notice that Junpei could see the small low-level curse?
Correct.
So obviously something has happened. Junpei hasn't turned into one of those experimental, disfigured things that Mohito has been using in battle with Nanami. So obviously something is special about this experiment that Mahito is doing with Junpei. Is it calling upon the idea that he could possibly be giving cursed ability and energy to someone instead of kind of turning them into a curse?
Well, it's interesting because Junpei seemingly could already see something, right? He saw Mahito.
That's true.
Like at the theater before anything happened. You ready to watch?
You have me thinking stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm confused because it's always confusing when there's a show that is showing something that the audience can see, but then you kind of forget if the people in the scene can also see what you're seeing because you're seeing it visually represented. So that can get pretty confusing. So I don't even know if it really occurred to me that, oh wait, Junpei is seeing Mahito standing behind the 3 guys in the movie theater. Then he's seeing him in the alleyway and confronting him and saying, can I do that too? But anyway, yeah, let's get into it. Is there a friendship gonna bloom? Some double agent type things? I have no clue. I think that Itadori and Junpei would probably get along as characters. That's what I think they're nudging at.
Oh, I thought you were saying Nanami and Mahito were gonna become friends.
No.
You ready?
Yeah.
Sweet.
He's not at his limit. It's like an overdrive overtime, you know? A time-based pact?
私の術式は対象を線分したとき、線分するのは全長やウィングスパンだけではありません。胴、上腕、前腕などの
So badass.
術式は生物以外にも有効です。この呪霊の払い方、現時点で2つ目は
So he's gonna punch him?
いやそれより相打ち覚悟の広域攻撃これはさすがに避けた方がいいかな
退きます足早お互い生きていたらまた会いましょう
He's such a badass, dude.
How did time freeze before the stuff collapsed onto Mahito? I don't.
Maybe he was just that quick.
I almost forgot about the rubble for a second,
Yeah.
and I thought that Mahito completely dodged it, and then that was like it was almost like a distraction to then get the leg.
It definitely seemed like that, but then it's like, okay, Mahito's thinking, okay, I should dodge this one. And the second that he's done with that thought, he's like met with Nanami, cuts off his leg, Nanami leaves.
I'm just still so was the mission more to just do like reconnaissance, kind of figure out who the special grade is, what they're doing, what they're up to, what their hideout is, and not to like finish it?
Well, how I at least take it with the information that's been given to us so far watching the series is that Nanami is a very like logical, like, you know, efficient guy. I don't know. How close do you think their fight would be if it was just one-on-one? If it was anywhere close to a close fight, do you think that maybe he'd want to be, I guess, more efficient, logical, and maybe have more backup or something?
Probably.
Maybe.
So I guess that was more just him kind of doing what he had to do to be able to get out and not be followed quickly behind.
It would have been a good battle, though.
つうかバカ正直に聞いてもいいもんなのかどこまで行っていいんだっけ
Well, he noticed the buttons, right?
Itadori doesn't know that.
Yeah. Ichiji.
どうしたもんかいのこの渦巻きのボタンを押している学生に会ったら仲良くするといい
It's like a double agent thing.
でも呪術師って真人さんの敵だよな
もういいや聞いちゃえなあこの前お前が行った映画館で人が死んでんだなんか見なかったこういうキモいのとか
見てないよそういうのはっきり見えるようになったの最近なんだ
もう聞くことねえや
も
映画館で何見てたの
う昔のリバイバル上映だから
いいからいいから
ミミズ人間3
あれ超つまんねえよなそのせいで何回殴られたことか
でも2は面白い
でも2はちょっと面白かったな
Look at that face!
1と3と変わらないように見えるんだけど僕も最初なんで面白いのか分かんなくってさわざわざ3回見たよ両者も2が一番キレてたから辛かったね
なんでそこまですんの
ダドリ君映画好きなの
Well, he had to watch a lot recently.
でもちゃんと映画館でってわけじゃねえんだよな
やっぱり映画館で面白い作品弾いた時の感動はでかい
That's true.
That's so true. Rip Spider-Man.
It's been a while.
連れてってよあ、連絡先おい
あれ、順平？
母さん
友達？
さっき会ったばかりだよ
さっき会ったばかりだけど友達にな
Oh, Itadori.
母さんタバコやめてって言ってるだろ
ごめん。蓋の前で吸わないって約束だったね。
In front of you.
ユージ君、どう？晩飯食べてかない？
ちょっと
Oh, he's hungry. So, like, Junpei doesn't have to do any of the work to make Itadori a friend of his.
Itadori is just awesome, man.
Itadori's just like, friends! Yeah.
見かけによらず無茶するなあの術師
God, I love Nanami.
良いやつだったいろいろ勉強になったよへえバラバラにすりつぶされても魂の形さえ保てば
Mm-hmm.
相手の呪術師はどうかな一度退くと言っていたけど瓦礫の下かも
Nope. Definitely not. He's gone.
ただこれは監督する立場として大失態。大人オブ大人の七海さんに叱られた。
The adult of adults.
I'll probably cry. Oh no, is he calling? Is it Nanami? Yes.
はいごめんなさい。
今位置情報を送ったのでピックアップお願いします。高専に戻って家入さんの治療を受けます。死ぬような傷じゃありません。
よかった。すぐ虎杖君と合流。そちらに向かいます。
一緒にいないんです。
私のバッグ。
あの呪霊は子供だ。おそらく発生してからそこまで時間が経っていない。お嬢さんが戦った特級呪霊は領域展開まで得得していた。巣が生きていたらそのステージまで上り詰めるのにそう時間はかからない。
I didn't even think about that.
払わないと。
You can't let him reach the stage of being able to do domain expansion. Or even perfect his experiments.
これは外来種の幼虫だ。毒があるかもしれない。触っちゃダメだ。2から拾ってみたら糸こんにゃくだったんすよ。
母さん飲みすぎ。
Do something funny with these. Is that supposed to be Castaway?
私わかんない。映画ネタ
Yes.
No.
His mom looks really happy about this friend thing. And that someone came over to eat.
学校いいんじゃない？行かなくても。あんたぐらいの年頃は何でも重く考えすぎるからね。学校なんて小さな水槽に過ぎないんだよ。
A tiny aquarium.
で、他の水槽だってある。
That's very true.
選びな。私めっちゃいいこと言うな。
It was very cool. I liked it.
虎杖君のお母さんはどんな人？
ああ、俺会ったことねえんだわ。父ちゃんはうっすら記憶あんだけど。あ、悪い電話。いやー、これから映画だから。はいはい。じゃあ2時間後に。
呪術師なんだよね。
おう。言ってよかったのかな。
殺したことある？
ない。
でもいつか悪い呪術師と戦ったりするよね。
それでも殺したくはないな。
なんで？悪いやつだよ。
一度人を殺したら殺すって選択肢が俺の生活に入り込むと思うんだ。命の価値が曖昧になって大切な人の価値までわからなくなるのが俺は怖い。
Dang.
に心なんてない。その考えに救われた。力を与えてもらった。僕が人を殺すことであの魂が汚れてしまうなら僕に人は殺せない。
やだ、寝ちゃった。もうこんな時間。片付けないと。何これ？
What? Oh my god. Oh my god. What's happening?
指？
What's happening? Ben? Ben? What the hell? Is it like you fall asleep and he becomes this thing that he was turned into?
I don't know, man. That looked like a finger.
Yeah, but the thing behind her didn't look like a finger.
吉野純平の自宅から実母むき出しのスクナの指福沢小指が見つかる。腰から下が欠損していた。目視で確認可能な血痕はなく、掛け布団をめくるとあるだけの保冷剤と氷嚢が敷き詰められていた。
次はちゃんと連れてってくれ。
ダメです。例の継ぎはぎの呪霊は改造した人間を使う。この仕事をしている限り君もいつか人を殺さなければいけない時が来る。理解してください。子供であるということは決して罪ではない。君にはこれから吉野純平の監視をお願いします。
これはスクナといって呪いを呼び寄せる呪物なんだ。人を呪うことで金を稼いでいる呪詛師は多い。コネと金さえあれば人なんて簡単に呪い殺せるんだよ。心当たりはないかい？金と暇を持て余した薄暗い人間に。
何？あの黒いの。
What is that?
どれどれ？
It's like the cursed womb above the detention center, right?
その汚れをみそぎ払え。おお、
Is it like a veil? It's like trapping them in, maybe?
私の帳の効果は
内からは出られない。あくまで呪力の弱い人間はだけど、順平がスクナの器を引き当てた時点で二人をぶつけて虎杖裕二にスクナ優位の縛りを課す。それより良かったな、あの指。
吉野順平の家に仕掛けた方は高専に回収させたい。
悪巧み？
まあね。
How many did they have of the fingers?
Good question.
どうしたお前ら。
死にはしないよ。
吉野。
先生、ちゃんと見ててね。
お前、吉野。
あれをうちに置いたのお前か。
何の話だ。なんだよ。
まだ自分が質問を質問で返せる立場だと思う。お前は死ぬんだよ。だって僕にお前の嘘を見抜く術はないし、そうされるだけのことをお前は。
So he thinks that this person put the finger there and that's why his mom died.
だから
何してんだよ順平。
引っ込んでろよ呪術師。
Interesting.
So much happened that episode.
So
man.
much. I mean, the first thing that I'm thinking of is when Junpei asked Itadori, would you be able to kill a bad Jujutsu sorcerer? And as soon as he said that, I was like, is he insinuating that that is what he has become now?
I don't know. That's like a huge moral dilemma, right?
So this is all just a ploy, like the whole thing. Plant the finger, get Junpei to get triggered to want to go along with this plan that'll bring Itadori in. You know? It's all a plan. And Junpei's just kind of like a chess piece. I just don't know if he's going to be like a really talented chess piece that they keep around, or if he's kind of like a throwaway.
Why did Junpei's mom have to be a chess piece, man? Like she...
I guess she was the only person in his life that was kind to him.
No, but she's so awesome. Like
I know.
And then seeing Junpei, like how happy he was like in that interaction with his mom and Itadori.
And it was the same freaking night.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, that was Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1, Episode 11. What did you think?
I feel like the last two episodes I've struggled with the most in terms of kind of gathering all the information I'm given and processing everything that's happening. Because I feel like in the last two episodes, it's been very like, this 5 minutes, boom. The next 5 minutes, there's another twist or some other thing or some other interaction. And I feel like it's been a lot to follow, especially since I'm like reading what's happening too at the same time. So my brain is like working like really fast. And
I feel like this 22-minute show, an episode specifically, made me feel like it was like a 35 to 40-minute episode.
I wish it had been so that maybe there was like some more time like given to certain areas. Because it did feel very like, wait, what? But I guess maybe that's a good effect that I'm like, wait, what? Itadori was just there and now the mom's dead.
Yeah.
It happened like so quickly. Hate that she's dead. It makes sense for the bad guys to want her to be dead in order to trigger Junpei to become some type of pawn in this ploy. For Itadori. I don't know if the ploy is just for Itadori to come to this school that they're at, or if they're trying to get other sorcerers there as well.
Well, it seemed like the veil was made for lower level sorcerers. I think that was the implication or what they said. In hopes to have Itadori and Sukuna make some sort of like pact.
Right, they did say that. So that Sukuna would then be kind of given maybe full reign of the body. Or more.
I don't know if they know that there already is a pact. you know, between
That's a good
Sukuna
question.
and Itadori.
Because, like, is there the opportunity for Itadori and Sukuna to make another pact on top of the pact that they already have? I don't know. I guess they could change the rules of their pact if they both agreed upon those rules and those terms. I feel like I don't know what they're gonna do with this, like, Junpei, Itadori, possible, like, the friendship, but now... Because I feel like I was expecting, in terms of, like, Junpei being told to become friends with Itadori, and probably Itadori is supposed to more just investigate, but he wants to be friends with Junpei. I thought that they would take some more time on, like, building more of a friendship with them and more of, like, a hangout thing. I just thought they would have a little more than just kind of one night, one dinner, and then shit hits the fan and Junpei is about to kill another one of the bullies and Itadori runs in to stop him. I think that was just like a huge, like, I mean, I get it, like, his mom just died. I was about to say that's a huge shift emotionally for that character when he hadn't directly been the one to kill someone himself.
Yeah, I get in my feels thinking about this episode because it's like it comes into play the whole idea that, like, it might just take one interaction with a person, one friend, to completely change your outlook on life for the better.
Mm-hmm.
It literally one hangout.
Yeah.
It took for Junpei to ask him such a like morally heavy question kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
And it feels like it's my own headcanon, but it feels like, man, it seems like this is Junpei's first, like, real interaction with a positive friend, like, coming off of how his mother looked at it and then how he looked at it. And I'm like, man. And then his mom, she was so cool. I loved what she said about the, like, aquarium reference.
And it was just so realistically mom of her to be like, wow, what I just said was great.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of myself for coming up with that. It was really good about the aquarium scenario.
We got to see Nanami go into overtime.
Yeah, and I like that it was basically just he did it in a way that logically he could walk away and Mahito couldn't necessarily follow him and the fight would end there. Like, they'd stop fighting, Nanami would get to leave. Obviously, Nanami was injured, so he definitely needs to get the injury looked at.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure in his head he was like, it would really, really suck if this fight were to continue at this very moment.
Personally, I don't know, especially currently with, like, the information we have, like, 11 episodes in, I don't know who wins that fight, because it doesn't seem like Mahito has been given a class at the moment, right?
Right.
And we know that Nanami's won. So,
we don't really know, but that's the thing about Mahito is they said that he's like a child and he could very well be growing more and more powerful every single day. And so he very well soon could be able to do things like domain expansion or have perfected experiments or something.
Yes, for sure. This episode, like, during this fight, before any growth, like you're suggesting could potentially happens in just that fight, if they all went out. I don't know with, because it seems like Mahito has been called, like, a child, or, like, he's new kind of to this. So I don't know what his capabilities would be, I guess. I don't know. It's an interesting thing. I loved seeing Nanami, though, in action. I loved seeing him run around. The animation in the show does this whole, like, really cool thing with mixing 2D and 3D elements with, like, 3D environments, but it makes it look so nice when the 2D character's running over top of it.
I did love when Nanami was running, like, super fast after he went into overtime. Overtime.
And then he explains his ability because it gives him a physical and mental advantage over the person.
I know, great.
But, like, also the ability's so sick. Like, the first time I watched it, I was like, okay, so you have to look at a person like a pencil, and then you have to hit 7 to 3 exactly. But he can make up where that scale is to determine 7 to 3. That's so badass, dude.
On anything from living to inanimate objects.
Yeah.
which is very cool. I was shocked that he used his, at first, obviously I understand now, but I was shocked when he punched the wall instead of Mahito, and I was like, wait, no, why are you doing that? But it makes sense. It seems like Nanami's the kind of type who would be sizing up his opponent the whole time. So I feel like that whole time he was fighting Mahito, he was really learning about kind of what is this curse capable of. I think he was almost trying to think of ways to classify it within that fight. Probably so that he could go back to whomever and speak with them about it so that they could properly handle the exorcism of Mahito. Seems like he thinks that way. I wonder if you had sent Gojo in there, how different things would have been. Would Gojo have just completely decided to keep fighting until the end, or would he have also decided to kind of make a departure from the fight?
At that, like, from all the knowledge you know to episode 11, I always have to say that. I apologize. Just want to reiterate that I'm not giving any spoilers. From what you know, I'd suggest it would be, or like, I'd think that we only know Gojo as somebody who says that they're the strongest and then wiped the floor with Jogo, who he might not be as like intelligent seemingly or well thought through than Mahito, but I don't know, man. Gojo's nuts from what we've seen.
And we know
so far.
Nanami respects Gojo's abilities. So obviously if Nanami gives credit to Gojo in those areas, then Gojo is a pretty fierce opponent. Just personality-wise, I don't know if I could see him stepping down from the fight. Because obviously I feel like if Sukuna's, was out, like, Gojo's not afraid to try to fight Sukuna. He thinks he could beat Sukuna with all of the fingers, So, I don't know, that would have been different. I think I definitely like that Itadori is getting kind of some form of tutelage or advice under a different adult jujutsu sorcerer. As Ichiji said, the adult of adults. Which is very funny. But I feel like the whole theme of this episode was about kind of bringing the idea to Itadori. He has this whole like life mission, life goal set to him by his grandfather of how he wants to live his life, even though his life is hanging in the balance of I die whenever the Jujutsu sorcerer community decides I die. He doesn't want to kill anyone. He wants to save people. And unfortunately, in this world, there are going to be bad people. There are going to be bad cursed energy users. There are going to be, obviously now, curses that were once human. So there's a lot of territory that he's entering into now, especially with Junpei being used as basically the catalyst of all of that. To see what Itadori will do to test him morally in his convictions of saving everyone, because will saving this one person put a bunch of other people at risk?
Yeah.
Are you saving someone who's gonna then go and kill a bunch of other people? That is the territory he is in now, and I don't envy that territory, because obviously it seems like Itadori still has his heart set on hopefully being able to save everyone.
Yeah.
Or win a fight without death being involved.
We got a little bit of like dialogue from Itadori saying he has some memories of his father. I thought that
that was interesting.
A point in this episode. Just,
I noticed it because of the fact that when they showed Junpei's family photo, the dad was the one that was covered.
I have that written down as well.
And then for the kind of like opposite, obviously Junpei probably maybe has more memories of his mom. I don't know where the dad is. Maybe the dad has also passed away. And then Itadori having kind of the opposite, memories of his dad, but not really of his mom. Still don't know who Itadori's parents were. I still have a feeling that maybe they were in this world, this kind of secret world somehow of curses. Maybe they could see curses. maybe. I'm not sure. Because obviously Itadori came out the scene, you know, first episode being like this kind of superhuman strength, superhuman
But he had no
speed.
knowledge or any connection to curses
None
before
except that he
Fushiguro.
could see them, the ones in the school, before he ate the finger.
Yeah, that's true.
So I was wondering kind of like...
But he didn't see them before that, though. Like, just like about school, like the ticks on the rugby field kind of thing.
Yeah, so what made him see them in the school?
I don't know. Good question.
Because I was thinking maybe he could see them this whole time, but you're right. Like, he would have noticed them other places. He would have memories of seeing curses and not knowing what they were. Maybe it's because the finger was involved and the finger is so strong and has so much cursed energy. Maybe his will to save the people he wanted to save helped him see the curse.
Yeah, maybe. I'm glad that you caught the Junpei's dad was like covered by like a plant. That was interesting, right?
Yeah, I was nervous that his family was abusive to him too, and that maybe there was like kind of nowhere for him and no one for him.
Oh, before we met his mom?
Before we met his mom, yeah, that's what I was worried about. So I'm glad in a way that his mom was really good to him, but then I'm like, why'd you have to go and kill his mom? Literally. That was like the one person that was good to him.
When Fushiguro and Junpei, like if Fushiguro and Junpei meet, like, do you think that their back and forth would be funny?
Yeah, so you've brought up an image, obviously from the intro, with all of them kind of hanging out. It makes me wonder, and might be very misleading. It makes me wonder if they're going to get Junpei to join them. But then I don't know if it's kind of the scenario where, since Mahito is the one that influenced Junpei,
it could be like
physically,
a double agent thing.
No, I was actually going more towards like Demon Slayer Muzan's blood. So what if, since Mahito is the one that did the thing to Junpei and obviously gave him these abilities, then Mahito could have some control over him? That's what I was going at with that thought. But
would it still be like a double agent thing? Like,
I mean, it could be. I mean, it could be either way. It could be a double agent thing, or it could be he doesn't even know he's a double agent, but really he is, because he's basically a walking, ticking time bomb that doesn't even know that what's inside him could become something crazy that could kill everyone. So that takes me to an area where I think that they're going to take him in somehow, and he will join kind of the ranks of the other classmates. Maybe he even goes to that fight with everyone, with the schools. Who knows?
I'm excited for that.
I am also very excited for that, except I literally hated that Toto and Mai came in trying to fight before a school-sanctioned event.
I guess so. Toto was like feeling out if the competition was worthy enough, you know?
Yeah, but you can do that without like trying to actually murder someone.
He was thoughtful enough, and he had enough like sympathy and kindness to give Fushiguro a chance to answer the question rightly or correctly, and Fushiguro trampled all over his kindness. And in my book, you know, I love Fushiguro, but you got to answer a couple questions correctly. All right, that's all I have. You.
Fushiguro gave the most amazing answer in the entire world. He did not deserve to be beat up.
That's all I have. You?
Yeah, I think that's all I have. Quickly, we have it paused. Look at how Nanami's sitting. It's really freaking funny.
Nanami is amazing. I was like, okay, he's kind of a dilf when he was like bleeding in the bathroom and he had his like his glasses off. I was like, okay, I see it. All right.
I hope his injury isn't like too bad.
He said it wasn't going to kill him.
Yeah, but that could still be very bad. I mean, it could be that he's kind of like I mean, that really sucks, honestly, if Itadori's running into possible big-time danger right this second. Obviously, like you said, the veil is only really, I guess, supposed to be entered by lower level.
That's what they said, I think.
But it really sucks that one of the kind of two strongest sorcerers that we've met is injured at the moment and needs, like, probably recovery time. So...
Good point, actually.
Are they going to send... Is this when Fushiguro and Nobara learn that Itadori's alive? They send them in to save him or something? I don't know.
Imagine that conversation. Like,
wait, what are you doing here?
No, like, it's like, all right, so we have to tell you something
that we've been keeping from you.
And if you don't react quickly to it, then he could actually die.
They would jump into action so quick. I know it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.